Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on one of Fifth Harmony's ex-members, Dinah Jane. This has been, out of all the Fifth Harmony members, she has been the most requested by a lot of y'all, and I really am excited to do a reading on her, and also I also will be doing one on Lauren later on. Um, in the near future. But I wanted to go ahead and do Dinah's reading because I've been wanting to do it, but it's just been a lot of different things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into her reading. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I see for the remaining of 2018 and 2019. Now, with Dinah, she's quite different than Camilla and Normani. And basically all the girls, she's just very different energy, very mysterious. I feel she's very and a very emotional person when I tune into her soul energy. So she's definitely in the in the right place as far as the entertainment industry, being a musician, a singer. She's definitely in the right area because she can draw from a lot of her experiences, a lot of her pain that she's had over the years. She can utilize all this for songwriting and also for performing her music. She is working, I do get from Spirit that she would be working on an album now with a record company to have her own solo career, basically. I do get with her, though, there is an identity struggle going on at the moment. What I mean by this is that I mean that she was in an all-girl group. She had her unique sound that was tailored more for the group. Now that she's out of the group, she's trying to find her own. She has a lot of different genres or a lot of different types of music that she likes to listen to, like jazz, R&B, pop, and so she's trying to really not copy anyone and trying to find her own unique voice, her own unique style. She's definitely marketable. I do see that, from Spirit, she is going to have some success, in her music, but I don't see her having the level of success that perhaps Camilla would have, but I can't, when we look at individual souls, we can't compare them to other people because we're all on different spiritual paths. So it would be very much of me being in my own ego to say that Dinah is not going to succeed or she's not going to have the same level of success as another artist, if you follow me. So I do feel like she will be successful. Now, if people wanted, because a lot of people, one of the questions I had on one of my videos that I just did for Chris Hemsworth, there's a comment, and they asked different series of questions, and they wanted to know, would she be as successful as Beyonce, because she is compared a lot to Beyonce, or a version of Beyonce. But no, I don't feel like she will have that particular, there will be a lot of comparisons when she comes out with her music, and she's going to be doing a lot of dancing with music, but I just don't see her having uh, attaining that level of success, not because she's not capable of it, but because I feel like this is not her life path, and when it comes to that amount of success and that Beyonce would have had, uh, Dinah again is on a different path, so I can't compare her to Beyonce or compare her to someone else. That would be me being an ego, and it just wouldn't be right for Dinah because she's a beautiful soul. And she's very unique, and I don't think she wants to be compared to anyone at all. She's her own unique person. I do feel like she is going to have a lot of fans. She is going to have, success in her albums. I do feel like there is going to be struggles, though, her putting a lot of pressure on herself before her debut album would hit. And I also feel like she is going through a phase right now where, certain music, certain producers, she may like certain sounds, but she's going to be experimenting with something else. So she may feel a little lost, sidetracked at some point in her career. Um, I do get that, she does miss the girls, but she does stay in contact with them. And I do feel like, she did lose her identity a little bit, and she feels a little insecure because, again, she's a very emotional sign. So she would be very much in her emotions now that she's out of the girl group. And I feel like she often thinks, God, if we would have stayed together, we could have, achieved a lot like Destiny's Child and stuff like that. But again, she's trying not to compare that, but she does have a lot of fond memories of the girl group that she was in, and I feel like she does miss them. But she does still have the communication with them, and I feel like she has that support that she's needing. So one of the questions that I had, one of the viewers asked, they asked, will she have a debut album? If yes, will it be big and will it be well received? It will be well received. I think there's going to be a lot of critics, though. That's with any artist. It is going to be a good album. I don't know if it'll reach. Spirit is not like telling me if it's going to be a #1 hit. I really feel like it'll chart pretty well, maybe in the top 10, but it may not reach #1 immediately, at least not with her first album. But again, that's something that we would have to wait and see, to be more precise. And they asked, will she be the second Beyonce? Again, she is not trying to compare herself to Beyonce. She loves Beyonce and respects her, but she is her own person. I do feel like she is going to have her own, movement and female empowerment, and her fans that are loyal to her from Fifth Harmony will follow her. They asked what type of music that she's going to be making. Again, I see it would be more of like an R&B with pop infused, maybe a rapper or two, collaborating with her in the music. Um, let's see here. I'm just going through the list of questions that they asked. I feel like she is going to have, a level of success, in her career with this. I also feel like she has a lot of different things going on in her love life. She's sort of, more on the private side, I feel like, with her love life, but I feel like there's a lot of struggle there, and there's something that's going to be continuing. Is the pressure is going to it's going to get to a certain point where she's going to, throw her hands up in the air with the pressure of recording and everything, and she may want to take like a break and before the debut album actually comes out. So she'll need to like take some time to rest and recuperate and just know these are like jitterbugs, like jitters, nerves, like, that people would have right before they get married. That's kind of like the energy that I'm getting from Dinah. So she just needs to relax and know that everything's going to be okay with her album. But as far as her relationships are concerned, I feel like there is going to be at least one guy, within the next year, the next 2000 from 2018 to 2019, this year and a half from now, that there's going to be a guy who kind of, gets into her mind and soul, and she'll feel very connected to this person. I feel like they may be more of like a producer, maybe like a rapper who takes interest in Dinah. And I feel like, she's going to be thrown for a loop with this person. But I actually get that she may, having a relationship like this where it can get into your mind, into your psyche, it may affect her adversely in her career. Kind of like, she may feel like kind of vulnerable, especially if she goes through a heartbreak. Because I feel like she's not going to be in a long-term relationship with this person. It's just something that's more like a friendship that's going to continue to blossom with her career. And so it's something that she just needs to be very aware of, not to get too emotionally attached to this person, because I feel like they're there coming into her life for a specific amount of time just to really kind of help her and kind of amp her up and give her that final push to get the debut album out. So I feel like, she is going to develop some feelings. It wouldn't surprise me if she developed feelings for someone in her production team who she's, working with on her album with. I feel like that's kind of more like where it's aligning with. But she just needs to stay very focused and not get lost into that relationship, because, again, that's going to be something that can affect her in her music career, and especially before her debut album hits. I do feel like with her, when it comes to spending, she's, she has this level of success now, so she can spend a little. I feel like money keeps going in and out with her, so whatever money that she's making, she just needs to, kind of like really pay attention to the people who are managing her money if she's not the one in control, and kind of limit to what she is purchasing, or any expenses. I feel like she will be purchasing a home if she hasn't already, but I do get there would be like a home that she would be purchasing within the next year and a half. I don't feel like it's a big old mansion. It may be something more quaint, more, residential type of thing, but secluded, away from people, so she would have her privacy. But I do get that she is doing some things, going through a lot of her personal stuff, dealing with her family. I feel like there's a lot of disconnect within her family right now that she's also having to deal with. So there's a lot of different things, behind the celebrity that Dinah is, that we don't know, the public doesn't know, but I can tune in psychically. So she is going through, a lot of different things with her family. I feel like there's a couple of people in her family right now that are just not, she's not getting along with the way that she would like to. And it's not something that she is doing personally, but perhaps, they just have their own, mindsets, and they're kind of like, some of them may be a little, hurt, that she is, always gone, and she's always, doing her thing. But they have to also understand that they need to be supportive. This is her career, this is her life path. She can't change anymore now who she really is. She can make changes, but this is what she wants. This is the career that she has taken, and this is her destiny. I do feel like there are some feelings under the surface that she is still holding on to. This could be some repressed emotions, more dealing so with her body shape and her body image. I feel like she has had these discussions before with the girls in the group, but maybe not so much out in public. But I feel like she has struggled with her weight and her body image, and she may not see herself always as pretty, but she's a very beautiful woman. I just feel like she just doesn't see that all the time, and so she puts this immense amount of pressure on herself when it comes to her body image. So that's something that she would just need to practice more self-love and self-care. And I also see her on a path shifting to a more spiritual path than what she is now. So I feel like she is opening up, more to spirituality, and really understanding and identifying that there are other beings in this world. There is, a connection to the universe and the divine power, and also that, ultimately that everything is going to work out. I do feel like it wouldn't surprise me either if she has a spiritual advisor, someone who would be like a psychic to her, that she would go to, or get some kind of insight, someone that's very intuitive and that may not be classified as a psychic, but just as an intuitive, that she would, communicate with. So I feel like, they've given her some reassurance, but still in the back of her mind, sometimes when you give people as a psychic advisor or spiritual advisor any kind of insight, they may not still see it for themselves. You have to see it for yourself, and have faith. So this is something that she definitely will need to focus on. I also keep seeing another male that's a lot older than her. This is going to be a second person that could be like a potential interest for her later down the road. I feel with this male though, because I do get two male energies that would be interested in her. I do get with this other male, she's going to kind of feel like her hands are tied. Um, she's going to like qualities of both, but I feel like both men are going to be, kind of being away in her life together at the same time, in her life, and she's going to have to really make a decision and not lead one on. And one is darker complexion, one is a lighter complexion. So one could be like African American, or kind of like a mixed, and the other one, it would be Caucasian. So I do see two people in her life, two males that would be interested. I also feel like within her record company, there may be someone, that is trying to steal ideas or get ideas, from her and her music. So that's something she just needs to be very aware of and be very careful. So I feel like when she trusts someone, in her inner circle, or people that she trusts, she can be very vocal and just not pay attention to what she's saying, and getting things, out, or saying things that need to, because contractually she may not be able to say them. Something may slip. So she just needs to keep any kind of, things that are related to her album, her debut album, and any collaborations kind of secret on interviews and whatnot. Um, I do see her winning some kind of award. That was a question if she'll ever win a Grammy. I don't know if it'll be a Grammy. I don't see that, but I do see an award. So this may be like a Billboard award for a new artist when she makes her debut. So it's a lot of different things, that she's going to be going into. I also feel like there is acting. They asked, one of the viewers asked if she would be going into like clothing or makeup or fashion. Yeah, she'll do some of sponsorships and stuff like that, but I see her also going into some kind of acting at some point in her career. This could just be like an appearance on a TV show or a small snippet or a small role in a movie. So it's just something up in the air to see. But ultimately, I do get that she has a lot of future projects and endeavors with her health, though. And again, I cannot diagnose because I'm not a doctor at all, but just as an intuitive, what I get from her, I do feel like she would have some kind of issues at the hormone level, especially with her reproductive system. This may be something that she's not very vocal about. So when it comes to having children in the future, this is something maybe she would like, but I feel like this is going to be a conversation that she would be having with her OBGYN, with her, her doctor. So this is something definitely for her to keep in mind and keep track on. And I feel like this can also affect her weight, especially if she's trying to lose it. So right now she's fairly young, but this is again would be something more within the next 2 to 3 years. Her body starts going through some changes, and stress is going to be very uh, very volatile on her body and her system, and can contribute to this condition. So whatever she's going through right now, she just needs to kind of maintain her stress levels a little lower, really relax, meditate, do yoga, Pilates, whatever it is, Tai Chi, basically just kind of, get her energy together, so she doesn't feel so stressed out and so much pressure. But that is my psychic reading for Miss Dinah Jane. I wish her all the best of luck. I am your fan, Dinah, so if you do listen to this, my love and support to you. I can't wait for your album. So that being said and done, if you'd like to set up a private reading with me, you can go to my website. That's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, again, all of these links will be listed in the description box below. Have an amazing day. Blessings and love and light.